right, it is episode uno of You Know What, Tommy Talks. Right? Been waiting a long time for this. I really was like this on the fence of what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to do first, and I was like, so sick of waiting that I'm just like, you know what, do it. So I'm out here, didn't like get all dressed up or anything. I'm wearing freaking gray gym shorts and a freaking like way too small shirt that's like a workout shirt, and wearing my flat bill hat and my glasses, alright? I'm in it, baby. I'm ready to do this, okay? And I just want to start out with this. If you watch my Instagram or Facebook videos or anything of that sort, it's very lighthearted, very like goofy, very silly, funny stuff. Like 60 seconds, because you don't really have a lot of time with those things. So I tried to make it like as fun as possible, just so like I could get like a dope vibe going, I guess, try to like entertain people. Excuse me. But this, I want to go a little deeper. I want to go a little more dark, I guess you could say, and I want to be more in depth with things, and I want to be able to take a heavier, heavy note on things. So that being said, my first topic is going to be a hot topic: guns. Okay, I know this is a hot topic, especially since the tragedy that just occurred a couple weeks ago in Parkland, Florida, in the high school. Terrible, just shouldn't happen. It needs to stop happening. I don't know how we're going to stop it from happening, but we got to figure out a way, and that's basically what I'm going to get into today. So basically, I want to just, first of all, I want to talk about what drives me nuts about this. So, you have a school shooting, or a theater shooting, or a mall shooting, or just a mass shooting, a public shooting, a huge public shooting where like 10 people die, and everybody gets outraged. How could this happen? This doesn't make it. No! Not again! Never again! Never forget! We will never let this happen again! We can't let our kids fear like this! We can't let our friends fear like this! We cannot be afraid to go out into the open and just on a regular day. We can't be afraid to go see a movie. We can't be afraid to send our kids to school. And you're right! We can't be! We shouldn't be! That's not what this country's about! It's about being free, happy, and loving! People are involved though, and that is the problem. We are inherently corrupt. Therefore, there's going to be evil things happening all the time that we have to be prepared for. And it caught us off guard. It did. The first time. Okay? The second time was a little bit later in the game. So the first time, I think, was like Columbine. That's the first thing that I can like remember people like referencing. It's like they don't really reference anything past that. I was like just born that year, so I don't remember that incident at all. But people are always like, Columbine was like the start. And then I think it took a gap. Like I can't remember anything like in between that. And then Sandy Hook happened, and everybody like freaked out because there's a bunch of 6-year-olds getting killed, and that's terrible. Like it shouldn't happen. That's disgusting. But from there on out, like it seemed like there's been way more than there has ever been, like ever. You know what I mean? It's getting ridiculous at this point. And so we've become desensitized to it, and all we're doing is just playing the partisan game. And every time this happens, it is so funny to me. Not the incidents, it shouldn't be funny, okay? But what drives me nuts, and what is it's just comical to me, is every time something like this happens, you see the Facebook people get on Facebook and say, this is why we should get rid of guns, and this is why we should keep guns. And it's like, do you not understand that you are the problem? If you are on Facebook all the time saying, this is why, this, and that, you're the problem, because those conversations don't go anywhere, because it's a safe space. It's a safe space for debates, because you don't have to be humiliated. These incidents bring out the echo chambers, and they just enhance them, and it's insane to me. These people go on Facebook and they say, I saw this picture and it's like, you say, if a bad incident happens, you shouldn't take away the guns. If my daughter goes over across the street and hits the neighbor with a stick, I'm not gonna blame the stick, but I'm still gonna take the stick away. Okay, who cares? It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And then conservatives reply with this. Yeah, but just because you take the stick away doesn't mean you're going to take all sticks away from all children. Like, why? Why are we talking about this right now? That makes no sense. What are we doing? And that just perpetuates the mass shootings, which, by the way, aren't a real thing. Technically, they are. But if you want to get real technical, they're not. There's no federal definition of what a school shooting is. It's not there. It doesn't happen. Look it up. The FBI doesn't record these things because there's not a real definition. Rape has a real definition. If you, as a male, okay, and I kind of think it's funny how it only has the male as the rapist, which is, I get, makes total sense. I agree, but it's funny because it's like, I guess a woman could rape a guy, and that's not what we're talking about. Okay, that's a different conversation for a different day. The definition is, I'm just going to paraphrase here because I don't remember the exact definition, is if you penetrate any sexual area in a sexual way, of course, without her consent at all. Like, if even the slightest penetration without her consent, rape, okay? That is the federal definition of rape. So we have a guideline to set. This isn't like a federal thing. It should be, I think. I think we should make a federal definition of what this is, but there isn't. A group of people back when Sandy Hook happened decided, okay, this is ridiculous. We're going to record all this stuff to show people how they can, figure all this out, okay? Because we need to do something. And so, I'm actually on the website right now. It's called gunviolencearchive.org, okay? I'm not sure how entirely accurate it is. It seems pretty accurate. They have sources for literally every single thing. They have the number of people who were injured and the number of people who were killed, and they give you the definition of what they think a mass shooting is, which is when 4 or more people get injured or killed in gun violence, okay? That's pretty simple, okay? But the thing about it is, we like to reference our arguments for the gun control to Australia. Australia is 3 or more, so it's so difficult to have these conversations if there's not a universal definition of what this thing is. You can't have a conversation that way. But it's besides the point. Okay, back to the partisan thing. The right needs to stop doing this thing where they get all defensive. No. How dare you try to take my guns away? No, because it's my Second Amendment. No, you can't change the Second Amendment. The forefathers intended this amendment for this very reason so that I could protect myself from people like you. And the left goes, too many people are getting killed. You take away all guns. It's going to solve everything. No, it's not. Okay, both sides are dead wrong. Okay. The only way to solve this issue is for me and you and your lefty buddy and your righty buddy and your freaking idiot friends to all come together, talk about it, and figure out what the heck is going on. Okay, the issue isn't guns, the issue isn't mental issues, the issue isn't the government, it isn't any one of these things exclusively. It's everything. Everything is the issue. It's like Jordan Peterson said with the issue of sexism and income inequality between men and women. It's not just sexism. That is a factor. It is not the factor. There are 18 different factors going into this issue, and we don't want to dive into any of them except gun control. Why? That makes no sense to me. There are so many different things that you have to consider. Mental issues being one of them. That's not the reason, it's a reason. Gun control is a problem, in my opinion. I think we have to regulate who gets these guns. But that being said, I was just scrolling through gunviolencearchive.org through the mass shooting list of the past year or so, okay? And on New Year's Eve in Long Branch, New Jersey, a 16-year-old kid killed his family with an AR-15. He certainly didn't buy that. Now, did he? No, he didn't, okay? He can't buy that because he's not old enough to buy that. Nobody's going to sell it to him. So if he wanted to get a gun, he can get a gun. Criminals are going to do illegal things to get what they want. It's just what they do, okay? If you ban guns, they're still going to get guns. Crack cocaine is legal. They can still get crack cocaine. How does that not make sense to you? I don't get it. Okay? Now that being said, I'm pretty sure that was his dad's gun. I don't know. I didn't read all the way into the story. But, I mean, come on. Where's the kid's just going to go to his friend's house and grab an AR-15, okay? Let's just say it was his dad's gun, okay? What is his dad doing letting that gun be in such poor freaking security measures that the kid can just grab it and kill everybody? That's the dad's fault. Okay? That's the issue that I have with conservatives, because they're just like, I'm an law-abiding citizen, I can do whatever I want, you shouldn't take my guns away. I 100% agree. I don't think your guns should be taken away necessarily, okay? But here's the deal. You have to take care of them and keep them out of the hands of the people that want to kill people, okay? And if you don't do that, more kids are going to die. And this is the other thing that just drives me crazy, which is kind of the same thing that I've been talking about. When we do this, it just does nothing. It just keeps the conversation stagnant and stale. And we always say, don't make it partisan. It's about the children now. We have to stop this violence. We have to save the children. We have to stop making this partisan. And then we post the Facebook thing to make it partisan. Stop making it partisan. Just talk about it. There is no one solution. You have to talk about it. Like every other thing known to man. Everything is complicated. There are 6 billion people on the planet. People are going to do bad things. The majority of them are good, but there's going to be bad people. We have to be able to talk about it. We have to be able to find a way to keep the guns away from the bad people, yet still let the good people have the right to maintain a firearm. Because I agree 100% that the Second Amendment should stay forever. In case of a government that is not for the people, we can have a legitimate anarchy and still maintain our freedoms via the right to have a gun. Okay? We will have the right to fight. Okay? That is the whole point of the Second Amendment. So that if there is something like just going completely whack with the government, we will be armed to fight against them and take back, hopefully, what America was about, which is freedom. That's not going to happen for years from now. I'm probably never going to live to see that. But if we take guns away, I might live to see that. And then, at that point, nobody's going to have any guns to fight for themselves. And that is an issue. And that is what people are saying. That's why people want to keep their guns, okay? Most of them. Some of them just want to keep them because they're just, ridiculous. They just love to shoot. I don't get it. I'm terrified of freaking rifles. I don't like holding guns. Too dangerous, in my opinion. But I get it. I 100% get it. If that's your thing, if that's your niche, going to the shooting range and shooting things, do it. I don't care, okay? I only care when you decide to go beyond that and go shoot people, okay? That's what I mind, which isn't the majority of the people who own guns. I mean, seriously. I don't get it. And this is another thing that I don't get. It's like, we don't want to ban all guns. We want to ban AR-15s. That's where it starts. They want to ban AR-15s, and then they're like, there actually isn't a difference between that and a pistol, so we're going to ban all pistols. And it's like, come on, those pistols, we banned pistols, we didn't ban shotguns. I mean, shotguns are way more dangerous. Then the shotguns are gone. It's like, sniper rifles are military grade. No way, okay? And then you don't have any guns. Hello? Like, McFly, what are you doing? Okay? That's why we have to talk. Because I do believe there has to be some gun control laws in place that aren't in place. But I also don't think that we should take away all the guns. And I made this video because I want to be open about it, and I want people to hit me up. I want to have a conversation with you guys. I want people to be able to say, you know what, I think we should ban all guns, and this is why. And I want to hear them. I want to hear what your opinion is, okay? I get it. You don't need an AR-15. You don't. But you also don't need a Mac computer, okay? You also don't need that. I don't need everything in this room. I don't need it, okay? I want it, okay? And that's my right. And I get it. It's different. I mean, the right to have a gun is potentially fatal for many people, but I mean, it's only been an issue recently, very recently, so that people are having emotional reactions about it instead of thinking about it intellectually. I mean, I even had an emotional reaction about it. When I heard the videos, when I watched the videos of the kids shooting up the school on Facebook Live, like, gave me chills. I'm like, okay, yeah, we gotta get rid of these things, okay? This is getting ridiculous, this is getting out of control. I slept on it, and then I was like, wait a second, no. That was an emotional reaction. You just have to take yourself out of the emotion. Let that burn, say what you have to say. I think it's healthy to do that. Think what you have to think, make up your mind, and then sleep on it, relax, move on a little bit, and once that happens, you'll be able to think more clearly and be like, okay, I was just being a little too emotional there. This is what I think should really happen, okay? And like I said, I'm not really sold on either one. I don't think we should take away all guns, but I mean, we gotta have a conversation about it. We have to talk about it because too many people are dying, and it's ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous. I mean, I'm scared to go to work, man. I mean, I honestly am. I mean, I know exactly what you're gonna do if somebody comes in. I mean, I'm faster than everybody in the deli. Okay, like, shoot, I'm booking it before they can even know what's happening. But I mean, what if I'm the first guy that gets killed, man? Then I'm done. Okay, so that's why I want to have this conversation because we can't keep having this stuff happening. So that's basically all I got, man. So hit me up. I want to talk to you. I hope you want to talk to me. I hope you like the video. I hope it's energetic enough for you. I don't know why. I was just very all up in your face. But yeah, that's it, man. Oh, this is the last thing I wanted to say. Okay, so basically, as I'm looking through gunviolencearchives.org, it's pretty funny to me that the only thing I see are AR-15s and AK-47s. It's either that or gun unknown. And I've looked through 50 of these things, and I've seen about 10 AR-15s, and the rest are just unknown. And if you notice, the mainstream media only blows up when an AR-15 rifle is in the mix. And I think you really have to take that into consideration and see what's kind of going on. I think they're trying to propagate it, they really are. And, the propaganda is getting too strong, getting too ridiculous, and I think people are kind of starting to notice. So, just keep that in mind, keep that in mind. Next time there's a mass, occurrence like this happening, which there's definitely going to be before there's a solution, I think. So, I don't want there to be. I hope there isn't, but I definitely think there's going to be. So, the next time there is one of these occurrences, God forbid, there's definitely probably going to be an AR-15 involved because they're not going to publicize the ones that don't fit the story, that don't fit the narrative. And, unless a guy kills 50 people with 3 pistols, you know what I mean, with just crap loads of ammo, then they're going to have no choice. They're going to be backed into a corner. But I mean, you look at this list, 5, 4, 6, 8 people, and it's I didn't even hear about these things, you know what I mean? And the gun is unknown, and it's oh, maybe that's why. So I'm not saying that's it. I'm saying it could be. It's a factor. So definitely keep that in mind. Do the research for yourself because, listen, I mean, we're all in this together. We all want to find a solution, and it's not going to work if we don't do the research. So research it. Don't just research it here. Research, the gun violence records in the FBI because they do have records of gun violence. They don't have mass gun violence. There's not a specific definition of that. They just have it all clumped up into one. So definitely look those things up. Figure out, come to your own conclusion. Hit me up if you wish, don't if you don't, all right? Tommy Talks, okay? Episode 1, conclusion, and don't forget, the only definitive answer in life is that everything is subjective. Catch you next time.